Yeah.
Okay, hello. Welcome to Moms Living the Dream Life, how to raise a happy family while building the business of your dreams. I'm the host. My name is Sophia Makers, and I'm here. I'm putting this interview series together because I want to empower moms their dreams, that it is possible to raise a happy family and build your dream business and say yes, like to whatever else you want to do. So today, for that reason, actually, I am interviewing 21 amazing mompreneurs that are making it happen, and they want to share their journey with you so they can empower you and inspire you. For today, I have the awesome mompreneur, Stacie Walker. Stacie Walker is best known as an international best-selling author, award-winning podcast personality, and business strategist. As a business strategist, she helps ambitious online coaches, consultants, healers, and service providers put themselves first so they can design a beautiful life doing what they love. More specifically, she helps her clients unleash their brilliance, accelerate the growth of their business, and create more cash flow by using uncomplicating marketing strategies, of course. Her expertise has been featured in the Huffington Post, Thrive Global, Small Business Trends, Killer Startups, Ambitious Entrepreneur Network, Woman on Business, even Carmichael, I hope I said that correct, and Morpheus, just to name a few. You can learn more about her at www.staciewalker.com. Stacie, thank you so much for being here today and sharing your journey.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much for having me, Sophia.
Thank you. So, Stacie, let's begin actually like how it all began. Like what influenced you to become a mompreneur and do what you're doing, inspiring people?
Wow. Thank you. Well, my journey started 10 years ago, and I worked in the corporate world. I actually worked for the state, UT Health Science Center in San Antonio, Texas, and I had no plans of being an entrepreneur. I didn't even think that was the option, because I was raised to get an education, get a career, stay there until you retire. But in 2007, I became extremely ill, to the point to where it literally felt like I was dying. And I went to the emergency room, and my doctor was like, "Why did you wait so long to get here?" He said, "Stacie, if you would have waited any longer, you would be dead." So what had happened is that what we discovered is that my liver is smaller than the normal size liver. And of course, our liver gets rid of toxins in our body. So what was going on during that time, and I was not living the most healthy lifestyle then. So what was going on was that my liver was working harder than usual, and finally it just could not take the toxins anymore. It wasn't filtering out the toxins, so my body pretty much became septic. And yes, I was dying. So I waited. I don't know why I waited so long. I guess I wasn't thinking that I was dying and that there was something seriously wrong, because I was in my 20s, and it just did not occur to me. So what ended up happening, my doctor said that I basically had to go on bed rest, and I was thinking like maybe a month, at the most. So, I was, just pretty much so in denial, Sophia. I was pretty much so in denial. So I didn't realize the severity of the situation. So what ended up happening, I was literally on bed rest for almost a year. So during that year, we were going through my retirement. I was married to my first husband at the time, and my oldest son, he was younger. Went through my retirement, my savings, depleted everything. My husband at the time, he had 2 jobs, but it couldn't sustain us. So I had to do something, and I had heard through the grapevine that there was online jobs. So I went online looking for jobs. Remember 2008, completely different than it is now. So just running an online business was pretty much so unheard of back then. So what I thought was an online job was a network marketing company, and I went ahead and went for it, and built up a team pretty quickly. But then I discovered that I actually loved teaching more than anything. So I split with my network marketing company and was able to build my business up from the ground up on bed rest.
Wow.
And yeah, yeah, that's where my beginning started, and have led me to where I am today. If you had asked me 10 years ago, would I start a business, I would have said no because I just never thought the opportunity was there.
Yes, I totally understand on that. It's funny how most of the if you have that seed of entrepreneurship in you, we basically all begin from network marketing companies, and that's how
Yeah.
everything expands. Like that's mostly like whoever's like into that entrepreneurship says yes to that, and then they totally go and do their own thing after if they
Yes.
continue in the network marketing, because that's how it all started for me also.
Really.
That is a strong, that is a powerful story, and I'm glad you're okay and doing what you're doing. So
Me too. I feel very, very blessed to be here because I was knocking on death's door and didn't even realize it. So
yes.
very grateful.
Awesome. So your journey towards like building your business and
Mhm.
your teaching, was there like did you like have like face obstacles, like that? Was it like easy? Was it like step one, step two, or were there like ups and downs?
Um, Ups and downs, it still is. I mean, the thing that I guess the unfair advantage that I had at the time was that I was on bed rest. So literally living in my bed. So I had nothing but time on my hands, really. So I was able to learn about online marketing and attraction marketing, how to build a business, because I did not have a mentor for the first 5 years of my business. So even though I had some success, it was just not where I wanted to be. The growth was very slow.
Mm-hmm.
And, I still have ups and downs, but I mean, the more I grow, the new challenges that come. But, you know, in the beginning stages, with the time on my hand, being able to just like soak up everything, I recorded everything. I love to journal and document everything. So, basically I literally created a system
Mm-hmm.
without realizing it. And I was able to pass it on to my team members in my network marketing company. But then I started realizing I could teach this to other network marketing
Exactly.
reps in different companies because the process was the same. Because back then, the prospecting mainly was offline, and I couldn't go in my community and prospect offline. Matter of fact, my upline was saying that if I don't go out there, they excuse me, they couldn't see my business succeeding. So basically, they weren't encouraging me. They were like, "Well, you have to get out and prospect," and I was like, "I can't. I can't. I need to put my health first.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on bed rest," and basically, I think out of spite, I was like, "I'm gonna prove y'all wrong."
Oh,
And
yes. Yes.
that I had that motivation, like, you know what, I'm gonna make this work because the people that I learned from with online marketing were highly successful. Uh, the powerhouses back then were Mike Dillard, Tim Irway, and they learned how to master online marketing way back before anyone was doing it. So
Exactly.
that's what I really dived into, and that's how I learned how to be successful online and be able to teach my team, and then outside of my team, be able to teach other people
Mm-hmm.
in different companies. Now the thing back then, I was not working on my mindset. My leadership skills were, I didn't have high levels of confidence. I wasn't born with that. So I really had a lot of work to do. And I believe I made things harder on myself the first 5 years because I thought I had to do everything by myself,
Yes.
do everything on my own.
Yes. We can handle it all. We're moms and we're like a
Right,
woman. We're super powerful. We don't
right.
need
My
fancy
cape.
help. Yes. We don't need help. We could do it. And I usually say, okay, by the time I explain to you what I want from you, I could do it on myself, like by myself. So it's like, but you have to learn to outsource and you have to
Yeah.
ask for help. And that is true. And your mindset, I think the first step is the mindset. So
Yes.
mindset and then coach. Do you believe that did you hire a coach after? Well, actually, because you said in the beginning you didn't hire a coach.
Yes. 2013, into 2012, beginning of 2013, I finally realized that I needed help because I hit a ceiling and I couldn't get past it. And I finally came to the realization that I don't know. Of course, I don't know everything, and I've never built a business before. It's ridiculous for me to keep trying to do this. I was like, I know there has to be an easier way. So finally, I did invest in a mentor, a coach, my first $10,000 investment. I didn't have the money at the time, So what I did, I worked at a bar. It was like the dumps. I mean, it was just a horrible bar.
We have to start out somewhere.
Yeah, right. And because it gave me the flexibility to still work on my business and earn income. So instead of me saying, I don't have the money to hire a coach, I was like, you know what? I'll go ahead and invest in the coach, get a job. And that's what I did. That's how I paid for my first coach. I worked in a bar, worked nights, and the first 3 months that I had my coach, my business exploded because she said basically I was doing everything right, but the things that I was missing were the mindset, the mentorship, and collaborating with other entrepreneurs.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Right. So, yes. So she basically introduced me to collaboration. And I understood the power of it, but it wasn't until I implemented it until I saw how powerful it really was. So since then, my first, that year, 2013, Sophia, my business exploded, and I became an international best-selling author. I won an award for a podcast, reached your next level of greatness. I finally was earning my 5 figures consistently. However, I was not taking care of my body. Once again, I went through this. It was like history repeating itself, but I was just in a different moment of time. So I gained a lot of weight. I was working all the time. I was stressed all the time. I was with my now husband. Our marriage became on the rocks. I wasn't really spending time with my oldest son. I wasn't active anymore, even though my business, it got to where I always dreamed for it to be. However, I lost myself in that. So I walked away from my business in 2013. I just stopped everything because I was feeling sick again. I felt that feeling again from when I almost died. And I was like, you know what, this isn't worth it. What's all this success if I'm dead? What's all this success if I do irreversible damage to my body and I can't function which is a very real possibility for me even today if I'm not careful. So I walked away from my business. Didn't know it was going to be 2 years. I went on a self-care sabbatical, and it took me 2 years to get my mind, my body, and my spirit back in order. So I came back, about 2.5 years ago. My business has grown even faster than what it did in 2013. And my philosophy now is that self-care and family first, and then business last. Yes.
That's you're passing me on to the next questions, which that's what I was going to ask you about. Wow, that was a journey. That was you went through a lot, and thank you for sharing that with us. So you put, as you say, your me time, as I say, as we all say, actually, me time first. So what do you do now that is considered me time? Because that is very powerful, because moms need to be okay. So happy, okay, fill up our cup so everyone else can be happy. So what do you do on that?
What I do, I love the great outdoors. So I get centered when I'm outdoors. So I love to go for walks. hike, just time just for me. Literally, like, okay, here's how my day looks. Like, I usually wake up before anyone else. That could be at 3:30 a.m., 4 a.m. in the morning, while everybody's asleep. You know, my animals, my toddler, my husband, my neighbors, everybody's asleep. So it's pretty quiet around that time. So when I wake up, first thing I do is either read, watch, or listen to something inspirational. You know, for a few minutes, maybe like 10 minutes, and then after I do that, I journal. And what I literally write down is like, what does my dream life look like? So you know, and I started always with I'm happy and grateful, and I just write down what my dream life looks like as if it was right now in the present moment, which has been a huge, I mean, it's been made a huge impact on my life just doing this, because I never used to believe in mindset work until I actually gave it a shot, and I became a firm believer. So I journal, and then after that, I say my affirmations out loud. And then I'll usually listen to something again while I'm, you know, getting my, you know, making breakfast or getting things cleaned up around the house. So first thing in the morning, no work. It's all me time. And that's about 2 hours every day.
Wow.
Yeah, 2 hours every day.
Awesome.
And it's non-negotiable. It's non-negotiable. That's my first thing. That helps me get my mindset right. That sets the tone for the day. And it helps me actually show up better in my business, and life is so much more fun. So I do that. I love to go camping. So we haven't been lately. But that's one of the things I love to do. So I at least like to take a week off from business every month. So I can spend time with myself, my family, and I guess get my creative juices flowing again. Because the thing is, if we keep working on go, 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 it's hard for us to open up space for being creative and new ideas coming in. So just taking that week off. It was a challenge at first, though, because I love what I do. I could do it every day, all day.
Same here.
However,
workaholic. No, actually, workaholic. No.
Yes, workaholic, alcohol, same difference, right?
Yes, oh my God.
Yeah, so I have to discipline myself, and that's another part of self-care, is just disciplining myself. So my calendar, like how I teach my clients who aren't putting mindset work and self-care first, literally what I have them do is get out their calendar every quarter and break it up into quarters, like the whole year, break it up to quarters. And the first thing they plug in is their me time and their mindset work, vacations that they've always dreamed about doing, and then build your business around the incredible life that you want to live. Because otherwise, if we plug in our work first, then everything else is like not a priority. So I think the priority is ourselves, right? So that should go first on the calendar. That way there's no excuse like, oh, I can't do this because I gotta focus on this. It's like, no, you carve in the time, you plan for that time first, and then build your business around it. That way you can enjoy your life, build a business that you love, and there isn't this choosing either or, you know, like I have to do this, so that means I can't do this. And that's not true. You know, you can definitely make room for everything in your life. It's just a matter of managing your time, but self-care and mindset work first, no matter what.
That needs a lot of discipline. I still do have a difficulty in waking up, but what I do is I wake up at 1 a.m. Like if I sleep at 9 p.m. with the kids, but now that's going to happen when school starts again. Right. Summer is like going crazy. So 1 a.m. and I work like from 1 to 5, but then, you know, I would go back to bed. But the best way for me to do now at school is like, as you say, wake up at 5, but it needs discipline. It does need, and yes. And your why, like I usually, you know, focus on why am I doing this? Reminding myself constantly, why am I doing this? And I put the fear of the pain of staying where I am and not doing what I want to do. And so that helps me get up in the morning. And different tricks, just putting the cell phone like far away, the alarm clock, not pressing snooze. This one thing that really helps me is what I had heard. It says when you press the snooze button, it's like saying no to your life. And
yes.
I'm like, oh no, okay, no. So God won't give you what you want because you're saying no to that day. So we should be. So yeah, gratitude is like the best. Beautiful.
Yes.
Awesome. So yes, and we never find it's easier for us to put like everything else first than put ourselves first. Like it doesn't need discipline at all. Okay, like do the housework, do the business work, do whatever the kids want or the husband wants. And it's like, why is it so hard to do things that for us? It's like we're not taught to do it that way, I guess.
With that, it's just our culture. Us as women, we already have so much on our shoulders, and it's the norm. It's become the norm. I mean, these are, since it's cultural, generational, that's why. So it really takes a huge mindset shift, to be like, okay, I can put myself first, because if I do that, I can show up better for my family, for my business, my community, charities. We got to start with ourselves first, because if we need our cup full, like we have to fill our cup first.
Exactly.
And then we can give to everybody else, because before I went on my self-care sabbatical, like I had to do a major mindset shift, because I thought I was being neglectful to my son if I worked more hours, or if I didn't spend time with them. The mommy guilt would come in. And I literally had to do a big mindset shift, because I was just like, what I'm doing, I want to create the best life possible beyond our dreams. And the only way I'm going to be able to do that is if I put myself first, right?
Exactly. And that is usually the reason when I speak to moms or even mompreneurs that have gone through depression, is because I was always like going for my dreams, saying yes to what I wanted, following my heart. And once I became a mom, it's like it all stopped. And I was playing small and doing nothing for myself, not even like going to the hairdressers or doing like simple stuff, or calling a friend of mine. And I was just always with the kids and depending for like everyone. Like I was always on my own. Like I would always go where I wanted to go. I didn't expect anyone to help me. And then I was like, all of a sudden I had to call someone to help me go shopping, do this. I needed help. And it was like killing me. It's like that mindset had to change. And it all led to depression. It's like, no, this is not the way it's supposed to be. And I totally got it when I worked with my mentoring coach, when he explained to me that you're not meeting your needs at all. So the reason that people go into depression is because they do not meet their needs. It's that emotion that is needed. And for the serotonin, if it's called in English, to be, raised so you can be healthy. And that's like a really basic thing. And laugh as hard as you can.
Yes, I love laughing. And I guess to piggyback off of that, Sophia, yes, I know with me, it was very hard for me to ask for help. Mm-hmm. That's why it took me so long to invest in a mentor. And I've always been like that. I'm very independent, and I want to do things. I don't know if it's I know it's a mindset thing, or maybe some belief I picked up way back.
You're a powerful person, and not everyone, but you have the superpower more. How can I say? It's more. It's a reason, like everyone has the same abilities, but it's just that you were born with that higher and easier to grab. Like I'm trying to translate it in English now, but I totally get what you're saying.
Yes. So just being able, I had to swallow my pride. I think that's all that it was. I had to swallow my pride. Be okay with being led, being okay with asking for help and delegating, because I can't do it all and I don't want to do it all. You know, I don't want to be a martyr, and I don't want to resent the people that I love in my life because I feel that I have to take care of everything or the world's going to fall apart, and and it's not true, like there are days where I let the dishes go.
Oh, yes.
I'll let the laundry go. I'll let cleaning the house go. Matter of fact,
Exactly.
yesterday, my toddler, he trashed the house, and I was just like, it's okay. I was like,
Stacie,
I
that is,
don't want
yes.
a freak out moment, but I was like, it's okay. And I'm not gonna clean it up. I don't feel like doing it. I'm gonna do something I enjoy, right?
Exactly.
So
I totally
that's,
get it.
yes. So it's like the world's not gonna fall apart if we let some of these things go. And I love delegating now. I love, I mean, it's especially in the household. I mean, being a mom, running a business, and then being a wife, taking care of the household, it's a lot. So it's like we're a family unit, so we all need to
Right
pitch in.
on.
We
Yes.
all need to pitch in. It's not all going to fall on mom because mom has other things to do.
Yes, we're people too. Like we're a team. That's what I tell them. We are
Yes,
a team. So we just,
absolutely.
well, this is what we usually do, like kind of like weekly or 20 days now that my husband's working too many hours, but we basically try to meet up and just figure out what everyone's going to do and what we want to do, what we want to do through the month and who wants to help there. And some things like, for example, the trash, like the trash is filled and I tell my husband, can you please just take care of the trash? Don't let that be something that I have to take care of. So it needed to be said a few times in
Yes.
conversation. But it's better off like saying it a few times and not saying it at all. And for me,
Yes.
because they don't do it on purpose. I don't know if you are facing the same thing, but men do think totally differently. They don't think that it's very emergency to take the trash, but for me it is. I'm like, oh, it smells, or like they might walk by and like the socks will be falling on the floor.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, but why didn't you pick it up? Is it supposed to be there? No.
Right. Yeah.
And it just
That's the same conversation over here. So no, you're not alone. I think it's just a male thing. But yes, we have to repeat ourselves. Like, I will not back down, because if I don't say anything, you made a great point. Like, I know if I don't say anything, then I start bottling in like anger. And then if I hold that in, it's got to come out, right? So it's either I say something now continuously and train the people that I love, or it's me not saying anything and then just blowing up, and then negative energies all in the house and no one's happy. So, and I'm not perfect at this, I'm getting better. I'm getting better. But it's just, the big thing is we have to ask for help, especially when it comes to wanting to manifest our dreams into reality. No successful person builds their empire by themselves.
Exactly. Thank you.
Yeah.
Do you with your husband?
Mm-hmm.
Like, how do you maintain, because as we said, there's not much time, there's so many things we have to do, so there's specific hours. Like, if we don't plan basically like ahead, like, do you plan like date nights or time you're going to spend with your husband, or is that like whenever it possible?
That's a great question, because this is something that should definitely be talked about. So my husband and my husband doesn't work outside the house, so he's around me 24/7, but that doesn't mean that we always spend time with each other. We have our separate lives, even though we're in each other's presence all day. But as I hear my little one, as far as date night, that's something that we're working on right now, because I want to do those things. Otherwise, my work will consume me. And I don't mind. That's the thing. I don't mind if my work consumes me. So So we were talking about this a couple of weeks ago. I was like, we should have a date night, maybe Sundays. That way I don't work. We do something. We haven't gone out yet, but we started doing, like, in the evenings, we will watch like some type of nature show, for an hour, just to spend some quality time for an hour away from the electronics. Away, no mobile device. I put everything up. He puts everything up, and we spend that hour in the evening, and it's starting to become a routine, and I really love it. So, and it's important because I know back in 2013, our relationship was kind of rocky. It's because all I was doing was, like, I had just focusing on work and nothing else. And when we focus all of our attention on one thing, things don't get attention like they should. So it's about just being really aware of what does my relationship look like today, and how do I want it to get better? What does my relationship with my kids look like right now, and how do I want it to get better? So it's a matter of asking ourselves questions every day, to see if it's in alignment with, the big vision that we have for our lives and our loved ones. And if we're off track, it's easy to get back on track, because, the thing is, it's an ongoing journey. It's like you don't get it. You don't get it all said and done, and it's ongoing. Like, it never ends. I have to continuously check myself and see if I'm in alignment with my vision, because it's so easy to get off track. It happens so easy. That's why most people don't succeed or finish their goals, because they don't stick with it. They don't do their check-ins. They don't do the mindset work. And I know this is because of my experiences. So just from my experiences, I put tools in place to help me stay on track. Beautiful. To help me stay on track. Awesome. We're human. We can't get everything perfect, right? So, but just being more aware about these things can make a huge difference. Even if it was like 2 days a week you checked in, can make a huge difference in your life.
Yes, that's true. Daily progress and questions to yourself, and just, keep track of what is going on around your life. And that's usually when you ask questions, and when or present, that's when you see, we're like, okay, what went wrong here? How can we fix it? If you just, pass it by, it never gets fixed. So it's not good. It just, builds up. And as you say, the mindset and personal development is so important, because that's why I love personal development, because I get back on track so much quicker than I would, like, days before, like a few years before. Like, I would just, be pissed off for like a whole month, or I would go miserable for a whole month. But now it's just, Sophia, just a few hours, I know what I need to do to move forward. I know, like, I could just listen to a 3-minute song, like a 3-minute happy song, and that shifts everything, like moments, in moments, like small little tips. That's awesome. So and your kids, so now, how old is the little one?
He is 2. He'll be 3. He'll actually be 3 in October.
Oh, he's a little bit older than my girl. She's going to be 3 in December.
Oh, okay. Yes. So we know exactly what goes on with our toddlers. And I have a 20-year-old.
20?
Yes. So there's a huge age gap. So, this is like me learning how to be a mom of a little one all over again. So, with him, I love that I'm able to spend time with him every day. You can hear him in the background. And I'm very grateful and fortunate that, I don't have to put him in daycare because I'm working a job that I don't like, So I know one thing that with my little one, how I'm able to, I guess, manage things is that, he's a part of my business. Like, my following, they always say, hi, Jordan, because, I do live streams, and sometimes he's with me on my trainings. And before, I used to try to hide it because I thought it didn't look professional. But I was like, you know what? This is a part of me. And, I'm very open with my audience. And, and people love it because they're like, you're a mom too, you're a mom too. And if Stacie can do it, I can do it, and that's the thing. If I can do it, anyone can do it. So it's just a matter of, like, I guess with Jordan, of course, he comes first. Like, if something happens, I will drop everything, and if people don't understand that, then they're not people I really want to associate with. I had a horrible experience one time. It was a few years ago. An emergency came up with my little one, and I had to literally reschedule a podcast interview. And the man that was supposed to interview me was very rude to me. He was very rude to me. Like, basically, he was saying that that I shouldn't miss that appointment, or that, and it's like, I don't know you like that. Yes. And even if I did, I'm not going to put you before my child. Exactly. I just will not. My family comes first. I come first, then my family, and then everything after that, of course, I have room for. So it's a matter of just knowing what you stand for. That's what it comes down to with my family. I have to know what I stand for, and I did not create this business so I can put my family over to the side.
You decide who you're going to work with. You're going to decide. You decide. We choose who we're going to surround ourselves with, even if that's a client, even if that's a friend, even that's whoever it is. Yes. And that's the best way. That's why we're building what we're building, and we want to do what we want to do, because we know that it's our decision of what we're doing. And and the fact that with the kids, a lot of moms don't go for their dreams for that reason. I like that you mentioned that, because of it's not professional, and let me raise my kids first and then go for my dream, or do my business or work or whatever. And it's not like I say, and is that we're great examples to our children when we go for our dreams. Because how can we tell our kids, go for your dream, if we're playing small? Okay, go for your dreams, go for it. Don't be don't, like, why? You have to do it, because kids do not listen. I always say that kids do not listen. They copy paste, they do what they see. So even if you tell them, go for your dreams, and you're not doing it, they're not going to do it. They're not going to be that, they're not going to have that self-confidence.
Absolutely. I can agree with you more.
I truly believe that, and I would love moms to hear this, that even if you have a little baby and it's in the room and you want to go for your dream, go for it, even if the baby's around. And the people that want to work with you are going to work with you. And that's the best thing,
Yeah.
Best people, the people that, you resonate with. I guess that's the right question, I think.
Yeah.
Word. Okay, awesome. That's awesome, Stacie. So, any advice for you that you want to share with the moms that want to take that next step, that have that burning desire to go for their dreams, but they don't know how or where or why? Like, they have that, something stopping them. What is your advice?
My advice is really get clear on what you want, because it starts there. It usually starts there. We need to really have clarity around what we want for our lives, because if we don't have that clarity, it's really hard for us to see it. We see with images, like, we're able to close our eyes. We don't see with words, we see with images. Like, if I say car, you will see your car in your head, right? Beautiful. So I think the first exercise is really sit down and figure out exactly what you want, and like journal it out, or either close your eyes and use your imagination. I believe that we were given an imagination for a reason, and that reason is so we can create whatever life we want for ourselves. So I think just getting clarity around that first. And so many people, including myself, we can get caught up on the how. How is this going to happen? Well, the thing is that I don't think it's our job to know the how. I think it's just like we need to focus on why we're doing it, and take inspired action, and things will unfold. People, places, and situations will unfold. Just right before your eyes. I mean, I could literally plan out the rest of my year, but it doesn't mean that it's going to go the way that I plan. Usually it goes a lot better than what I could have ever imagined, right? So, but I have clarity around my vision, what I want for my life, and I do those check-ins. If I'm going off track, then I have to line up my actions and my thoughts and my beliefs around what my big vision is for my life and act accordingly. And like you said, you don't get perfect. I can't perfect it. It's something I have to consciously work on and commit to working on every single day. And just that alone, that will get you unstuck and things will start unfolding right before your eyes. And then, of course, surrounding yourself around people who have a life that you would like to emulate, or people that you look up to, whether it's online or in person. I would say observe those people, because just being able to get outside of your sphere of influence, and being able to get a different perspective from different people will open your mind up. It will open your mind up to the possibilities of how you can go after your dreams.
Exactly. That is awesome. We have so much in common. Like, that's exactly the way, I work and try to, keep myself together. And we all, everything begins with a thought.
Yes.
That's how it becomes, I guess, how tangible, is that called?
Yes.
Yeah. Becomes tangible. Absolutely. And don't focus on how it's going to happen. And as you said, everything starts unfolding, because what we focus on is what our mind, helps us find. And I usually say that as example, whenever you're pregnant, when moms are pregnant, they see all pregnant women all around. It's not because they're all of a sudden like the whole world is pregnant. It's because that's what you focus on. So that's a nice tip to say, what you focus on is what you find, and that starts unfolding. So everything always works out. Everything always works out.
Always, right?
It's like, why sit there for like 20 days and worry and worry and worry, and then at the end, like, it's like, okay, nothing went wrong. It's like, oh.
Right. I mean, it's amazing how things just turn out, will unfold, and everything's okay. That's why, it does take a mindset shift to not be so focused on the how. But I noticed that if I focus too much on the how, that's when I do get stuck. If I just am like, you know what, I'm not going to focus on the how. I'm just going to be open to situations, people, inspired, inspiration. And that's how it usually turns out. And it's like so much easier. So much easier.
And exactly. And follow the people, as you said, and get inspired by people that have already what you want, and just, figure out what they did and just follow them, or call them, or send them a message, or work with them, as we say, and it's just so much easier. It won't take you 5-10 years. It'll take you there. As you said, your business exploded when you put down and implemented what you were supposed to do, because basically we do know what we need to do, but we don't do it. So when you have someone telling you, oh, you didn't do that, you have to do this, and you just accountability. Stacie, thank you so much. Is there a gift you want to share with the viewers? Is something you want?
Yes, absolutely. I have a checklist. It's called the Confidence Formula checklist, and it basically helps you get committed to doing mindset work every morning. It's basically a checklist of everything that I do in the mornings to work on my mindset, so I can have, develop unshakable confidence to have more, be more, love more, live more, and attract more abundance into my life. So I have that checklist to share with the moms to help them start carving out that time to work on their mindset, so they can start putting themselves first and really creating that beautiful, incredible life that they desire.
Just what they need for the first step, just what they need. I think that's amazing. Thank you so much, Stacie. Thank you so much for your time. And thank you everyone for watching. See you on the next episode.
Thank you.